What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Talk Travel. I'm here with travel vlogger Destin. Hey, Destin.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Everything is good. How about yourself?
Good, good. I'm so excited that you're interviewing with me today. You're actually the first male traveler or travel blogger that I'm interviewing, and I just thought it would be dope to get a male travel perspective. So,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. So I'm excited. I know it's going to be great. Great stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I mean, I've this is actually going to be one of my first official interviews that I've done. So,
Oh, cool. So you got to
so
tell everybody that it was with Let's Talk Travel.
yeah, no, I will. I'll make sure I will. Yeah, I will. Don't worry.
So you're currently in Australia.
I'm currently in Australia.
What part?
Yes. I'm in the West Coast, so I'm in Perth.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
tell us about Australia. I know you just got back from a road trip
Time.
to the East Coast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Australia. So how was
Yeah. No, it was okay. It ended up didn't we didn't end up going to all the places that we planned to go.
mhm.
Um, Mostly because it's just too far.
How long was the road trip?
It's like uh almost like well over 12 hours for sure. But
Oh,
we yeah, yeah, but we didn't go that far though. Like we ended up not going that far at all. Just kind of because over here, honestly, like it's super different. It's not like when you travel from Texas to LA,
right,
the route is very scenic. There's a lot of things to do if you want to stop and buy something. There's a lot of
right.
shops along the way. There's gas and stuff. But here, like, there's just nothing.
Really?
Yes, there's just nothing.
Yeah, that's
It's-
tough.
yeah, so like, if anything happens, if you break down or anything like that, like that's it. You're just by yourselves. And like the heat is pretty bad as well. So like if anything happens to your car, and you break down, things might go left for you guys pretty quickly. And another thing as well that's super dangerous is a lot of these places where there's no people, it's just kangaroos. So like
I was
a
gonna
lot of times people like just hit a kangaroo and stuff like that, and your car's out.
And then there's no like closed glass
There's no help. Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so for those reasons we kind of just decided to like abandon the whole thing. We still went like some places, but we just didn't go that far.
Right, right.
I still do want to go to the East Coast, but we're just gonna fly.
That- yes,
Yeah.
that's what I would
Yeah,
do.
yeah. We're just gonna fly. But it's
Yeah.
really beautiful though. I liked it a lot.
So how far did you make it? Was it like 6 hours out or
Uh, like eight.
like 8 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And then we just got to like some small towns and stuff like that. And like we just stayed, and then we stayed like we went to like there's this like kangaroo place, and there was just like this place that you had like just plenty of kangaroos, and then we had to then we because every city is pretty much built on the coast, so like we went to the beach and stuff. We went for a few meals, but we literally were back within like 2 days basically.
mm.
Yeah, so we didn't go for
Bondi
that.
Beach?
Sorry.
Did you go to Bondi Beach?
No, that's like in Sydney, so that's like all the way now. We didn't make it
Okay,
that
so
far.
that's too far.
Yeah, that's
I
too
only
far.
know Bondi Beach. I was watching like one of those Netflix specials. It was
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was something like, where they rent their houses out, like it was a competition or something. And
Oh right, right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of
Oh
the
yeah, no, I've never actually been to the to the East Coast myself. So like I know about Bondi Beach as well, but I've never actually been there.
okay, okay. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you do like on the West Coast? What's there to do?
So like on the West Coast, there's pretty much there's a lot to do here because this is where Perth is. So like Perth is a pretty big city and it's actually growing as well. So there's a lot to do in terms of if you want to go like desert surfing, if you want to go to the beach and stuff like that. So actually the best beaches in Australia, from what I've been told, are actually over here. So
hmm
like they got the white sands, they got the blue waters, they got pretty much like what you would expect to see when you go on a super expensive like luxury vacation. You pretty much get over here like in your backyard. So you even have people from like the East Coast actually coming over here on vacation because this is actually known as the place for that type of stuff.
Okay.
And Western Australia is actually more cost effective. It's more affordable than the East Coast.
Okay,
So
that's good
it
to
just
know.
makes sense to be here because everybody here has like beautiful houses. People have pools in their houses.
Right.
People have tons of space. It's almost like the Houston
Okay.
of Australia, basically.
Right.
So it's just honestly the main reason why I actually come here myself is just because it's mostly because I have family and it's very chill. So most times, I mean, this is my second time here, and most times I just come because it's winter time pretty much everywhere. So like it's a good time for me to come for Christmas. It's Christmas in the sun, family that I don't really get to see, and the lifestyle is very laid back and stuff. So pretty much most times I'm just like working and just like getting my stuff done. I do socialize. I do have friends here, but it's not the type of place that you come to turn up. Basically, it's very
It's
family type.
okay.
Yeah, very chill family type. Laid back lifestyle, very slow, like super slow.
Yeah, I wish I had
Yeah.
family in Australia because I would be there right now. Last
Yeah,
night,
no,
and I can't deal with the winter, so I would be there.
you would be here. It's a
Yes.
beautiful experience. Like I like it a lot. And before here, I was also in Thailand as well. So that was really amazing. Like
Right,
because that was a real vacation for me. So
right.
and that was pretty much like my digital nomad experience to the extreme because I'm out there just by myself. Having to make sure I'm covering my costs and making sure like I'm working at the same time. So because I feel like in Australia for me it's a little bit of a cheat because I kind of have family here, so it's kind
Yeah,
of it's kind of a bit of a cheat. But
right.
when I was out in Thailand, that was just me out by myself, just managing myself
Yeah.
and pretty much getting everything done for myself. So
And
as you
we're
can
definitely gonna get to Thailand because I want
yeah.
to touch on that. But
Yeah.
about Australia, how much longer will you be out there?
I think it's just a couple more weeks now.
Okay.
Because like yeah, it's good. I've just reached like the time for me to exit, for visas and stuff like that. So I'll
Oh,
probably just be a
gotcha.
couple more weeks. Yeah, so I probably won't be here for that much longer.
And you say you've been out there since Christmas.
Yes.
Whew, that's a long
Yeah. That's a
time.
long time, like almost 3 months. Well, it is 3 months, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
it's
that's pretty
actually
dope
been a
though.
long time.
That's
Sorry.
pretty dope.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it is. It is. And how did you get into travel vlogging? Because I've seen your YouTube videos. They're so dope. Like
Oh
they're really
wow, thank you.
cool. No, they really
Oh, thank
are.
you.
Guys, you have to check out his YouTube. The videos are so cool and well put together. So how
Oh,
did
I
you
appreciate
get
it.
into it? Because I know that's not your background, right?
Mm-mm. So basically, because I'm a computer science major, so I've always been a software developer, and so it just like happened naturally because first of all, like at the time, like I was saying before, I was actually living in London and I was working in London, and I pretty much had the same problem with London in terms of like the weather and stuff, pretty much the same as New York. So busy life, always in the subway, always pretty much like chasing your time, chasing your day. And the thing is, I was bored a lot because I found that like, especially being in London, if you wanted to save money, then like just don't leave the house. Just go to work and come back. Don't leave the
Listen,
house.
when I spoke to you before, I told you I loved London, but it was
Yeah.
cold and it was expensive.
Expensive. Exactly. Yeah. So like, you go out with your friends after that because there's no 24-hour subway or anything like that. So you go out with your friends, you have to get an Uber back and stuff like
Right.
that. And it's just like most of the times it's like I just kind of felt like the money that I was spending for the lifestyle just wasn't worth it. I wasn't getting value for my money.
Hmm.
So what I started doing was I actually stopped going out completely at the time when I was in London.
Hmm.
And what I'll do is I'll book a flight. So 3 weeks of the month, I'll just literally just go to work, hang out with my friends, and then like once a month, I just book a flight, go to Spain, go to Greece, go to Turkey, go to pretty much like all over Europe. Like I'll just go out and because it was so much cheaper to actually fly out. Like, you could get a
That's
flight to,
crazy.
yeah, to Spain. You can get a flight to Spain for like maybe $120 returning. A lot of times they actually get it for less than that.
Hmm.
And when you go out in London, like you spend way more than that. So I'll just go to Spain, relax by the beach and stuff and just come
Right.
back. And but the more I started to do it, the more I just wanted to like buy equipment and stuff like that because I've always been like computer savvy and stuff.
Mm.
So and because I'm in technology, so as you can imagine, like I'm always on the lookout for like the latest drones, the latest GoPros, the latest cameras. Like I just love like gadgets and stuff. I'm actually putting together an ebook. So like when I put together my ebook, it's gonna go with the videos as well that I'm gonna upload. So like if people get the ebook, then they can check out some of the trips that I'm talking about on the YouTube channel. So like I'm trying to set up everything at the same time to get the YouTube and the ebook to actually go hand in hand and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it will be you will see the footage.
I need to know about this ebook. Like you have to give us an exclusive.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
it
absolutely.
about? Can you tell us?
Okay.
I know. Can you tell us or
Yes, yes, no, it's not a secret, don't worry.
no pressure?
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, absolutely. So basically, as you can imagine, like when people look at my Instagram, I get a lot of questions. Are you a scammer? Are you a drug dealer? What are you
What?
doing?
That's because you're a
Oh
black
yeah, for
man.
sure.
See, I didn't even.
For sure. I get that all the time. Like, and I get it from everyone. It's not, I get it from other black people, from white people, everyone. They always, I mean, it always comes off as a joke. Like, damn, how'd you get to travel so much? Like, are you a drug dealer? Are you a
Right.
scammer? I mean, it's not harmful or anything, but like, that's the question that I get, And so I try to explain to people that like I'm a digital nomad and that's what I do for a living. And they start to ask questions about what is that? How did you get into it?
Yes.
So pretty much my ebook is going to break down the entire thing of what I do, how I started, how I started working as a software developer,
Mm.
how I evolved to a point where I don't even have to go to the office anymore. And
Right.
then, so basically it's almost like a guide for people that want to get into this lifestyle, I guess.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna literally break down all the websites because people ask me like, how do you even find a job? How do you even do this? And there's websites for that where you can actually go and set up your profile, almost like your MySpace and your LinkedIn. There's websites where, yes, where like if companies are looking for software developers, they'll
Okay.
come and look at you like just like they look at your LinkedIn. There's websites that are set up for like online freelancers. And you can find a lot of work. There's a website called Upwork. You can check it out. It's purely for digital nomads.
What is
And
it
I
called?
actually
Upwork.
Upwork, yeah, UP
Work.
and work, yeah,
Okay.
Upwork. And it's just for freelancers, it's for digital nomads and stuff like that. You can find software developers, journalists, anything. You can find it, any computer related, any computer related professionals and stuff like that. You can find them on there. And I actually joined the website myself, like maybe 3, 4 months ago. And to be honest, I've actually made over 5K from the website. And I'm on track to actually make 10K from that website.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And I'm happy that you touched on that because one of my questions to you was going to be, how do you afford to travel? So that's a question that I hear a lot. And that's a question that I ask every travel vlogger that I interview. So I'm
mhm.
so happy that you touched on that. So I know you said like digital nomads, software developers, video editing. What about people that don't have those skills? Do you know of anything, any other things that they can get into if they wanted to travel the world like you, but they didn't have that background?
um, I mean, one of the easiest ways to get into it, I guess, like if you can write, then there's always like people looking for writers and stuff. So like if you can like some people might be bloggers, but they don't want to write the articles themselves, so they might get somebody to do the writing.
Oh,
Sometimes there's people that want you to transcribe videos. There's tons of companies like insurance companies and stuff like that that might have video evidence, for example. So they might have video evidence coming in that they need to use for like the court system or whatever reason, not just insurance companies, but tons of companies might have, large quantities of data coming in video format. And they just want somebody to sit down, listen to the video and transcribe it to like text so that it can be used in the courts or whatever's going on. But as you can imagine, like if you're an insurance company, you might have, somebody send a video as evidence, like of an accident and they record themselves talking. But if you're an insurance company and you get about 2,000 videos a month, you don't have time to sit down and actually transcribe every video, you know? So
Right.
they outsource that stuff to like websites where people can actually sit down, listen, and like transcribe that stuff. And you can also do like testing as well. So like for myself, like I'm a software developer, I focus on building mobile apps.
Hmm.
But what we do is we need testers, so people that literally just like download the app and use it, and they help us like find bugs, or they just give literally just tell us what they think was difficult. So they might say, you know, I tried to do this, but I couldn't find how to do it. I couldn't go into my settings. You know, I wanted to upload a picture. I didn't know how to do it. So like that kind of helps us because it literally gives us your perspective as a user. And the good thing about being a tester is they want you to be as normal as possible. So we don't want a person that has software
Right.
background or someone technical because we want you to be exactly like the average user that's going to be
Right.
using the app. So literally just like a normal person, just get the app and just play with it. And then you can say, for example, if we build an e-commerce app, you
Hmm.
can then tell us how easy or difficult it was for you to check out or
Hmm.
to like find the items you're looking for and stuff like that. So
Okay.
software testing is another super actually I'll send you some links to some of the websites where you can do that stuff. But software user testing, that's another thing where you can make some money. But to be honest, it might not be that much money. It might be enough to like live out in Thailand. And if you
Okay.
got some savings and stuff, you can definitely afford to like live out in like Southeast Asia and stuff like that, you know. So that's another thing that people can do. Or you can just be a YouTuber if you if you
Yeah,
can like
that's
get
true.
the views and the stuff and all that stuff, then like you can just be a YouTuber. There's tons of things you can do. But having a digital skill is just one of those, you know, you just have to have some type of digital skill, you know,
Yeah.
because ultimately that's going to make you more marketable.
Yeah, especially in 2019, So
Absolutely, yeah,
I get
yeah, yeah. And you just have to like
uh-huh.
do your research as well. You know, a lot of times, you know, if you just Google how to become a digital nomad, like there's a big community. A lot of people don't realize, but a lot of the websites that I use is stuff that I just Googled and I found the forums. But it's pretty much just like everything else. You know, imagine if you like, you know, go to a new place and you're like, oh, you know, I'm looking for like hair products, you know, that work for me. I'm looking for this. You might be thinking to yourself, like when I came to Australia, for example, I was like, you know, I need to get my hair and all that stuff. And I was like, where am I going to find a barber? Where am I going to get my Cantu and all that stuff? But when you do your research, you actually find there's tons of people like you and there's shops and stuff like that. You know, the community is always bigger than you realize. So it's just about you Googling and just like
Right,
finding people,
right,
Facebook groups and stuff like that. There's tons of resources to actually get you started.
right. That's amazing. No, thank you for that. So
No
staying on the
problem.
topic of affording to travel, you've been in
Mhm.
Australia for a few months, and I know you typically live in the places that you go to for a few months. So you
Yeah.
stay in an Airbnb, or right now you're staying with family or in an Airbnb?
Like right now, I'm at my uncle's house.
Okay.
Yeah, like literally, I'm at my uncle's house. I ended up coming to my uncle's house because I wanted to buy a new laptop
Hmm.
and I wanted to buy a new phone as well. So like, so I just came. I ended up coming to my uncle's house, staying with my uncle because you know he's just like, oh, I have a room for you if you want to come stay with me. So in the
Right,
end, I ended up just coming and staying with him. So like right now, I'm at my uncle's house till I leave, basically.
right, right.
Yeah.
But in Thailand, you stayed in an Airbnb.
Yes, yeah. Even here, like I've used one before, but like right now, I'm at my uncle's house. Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. And how much do Airbnbs typically cost when you stay for a long period of time? Do they offer discounts?
Yes, so that's the other reason why I actually started to become a long term traveler because like you gotta like for me I don't know about other people but for me everything I do I kind of just like I almost run myself as a business to be honest because for me it's just like I look at it from the perspective of you know I can stay in this city or that city but you know rather than me staying in London or going to Miami or New York and like spending like maybe 2,000 on an apartment, you
And
can actually go out to Thailand and like spend about 600 on an apartment. I had an apartment in Thailand the first month that actually cost me 350. And if
month.
you see this, yes. And when I say apartment, it was a studio basically,
Hmm.
but it was so big. Like it was more than enough space for me. I had a separate kitchen. I had like my living room slash like bedroom area. It was more than enough space for me, and like definitely better space than you would find typically in New York or anywhere else. And for like 350. So basically a lot of people don't realize, but Airbnb is actually cheaper when you're booking on a 30-day period. So like if you go somewhere and you book it for like 2 days, 3 days, it's still cheap. But like when you actually book it out for like 30 days or
Hmm.
28 days, like you get a discount on that. So typically, even in Miami, like if you book out an Airbnb for like um 30 days or like 28 days, you
Hmm.
still get a discount. I was able to find Airbnbs in Miami for like 1.5 in Brickell downtown, which is expensive, but it's not as bad as a hotel.
Right,
And you still have your own apartment with your own kitchen and pretty much, compared to like being in a hotel where you get charged all that extra stuff. And
right. And how long
yeah.
did you live in Miami?
Oh, I've been there for a while. Like the last time before I left, I was actually there for 3 months.
Okay.
But like I've been there, like I go back and forth, but every single year, like I go back and I pretty much spend about 6 months out there and then I leave and then I go somewhere for like the other
Really?
3 months. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
Miami?
So actually I started out with California, but it was mostly because of initially when I used to go to California, that was pretty cool, but out there you kind of need a car and stuff like that. So I changed to Miami because of the clients that I was working for. So the time difference between Miami, New York, and London is
Hmm.
not that bad.
Gotcha.
And if I needed to like go to London like ASAP, I'm only like 8 hours away. So
Right.
it's easy for me to get on a flight and get to London and come back. So it was pretty much like the warmest place I could think of where, I can still
That's
like manage all
cool.
my where I can still manage all my clients and stuff. So
Right. Right.
yeah.
All right.